just a few hours away. The Election Commission has now released data to show how 99.86% of electors have already been covered in the state. 7.23 crore forms have been received and digitized, and booth-level lists have been shared with all political parties. Pay attention to this. Booth-level lists have been shared with all political parties on the 20th of July itself, so that they have enough time to point out any error. So this is not an ad hoc process that is taking place. About 1.5 months they have at hand, so they can scour through the list and they can point out the errors, if any. Any voter, any political party can raise objections about this list till the 1st of September. As for those who are missing from this revised list till today, here's what the data says. 22 lakh electors have been reported as deceased. 35 lakh have either permanently migrated or are untraceable. 7 lakhs were found to be registered at more than one place, and 1.2 lakhs haven't submitted their forms just as yet. In keeping with trying to keep this process transparent, the Election Commission has also given a point-by-point rebuttal to Rahul Gandhi's charge that what's happening in Bihar today is only a rerun of what they uncovered earlier in Karnataka. His logic is that it is Karnataka yesterday, Bihar today, and all of India tomorrow. The Congress MP had claimed yesterday that he has 100% solid evidence that the voter list was fudged in at least one seat in Karnataka, and that is exactly the kind of fudging that is now happening through SIR in Bihar as well. However, today the Election Commission responded to all of his allegations. Here is the logic they offered. One, that all electoral rolls, and they are talking about the Lok Sabha elections in Karnataka, because that's the example quoted by Rahul Gandhi. The Election Commission said all the electoral rolls in Karnataka before the elections had been given to all political parties, including the Congress. They had the objection, they had the option of raising any objections if they saw any problem in the list. However, no objections came from the Congress. The second point is that even after the Lok Sabha results were out, political parties had another option, that they could contest the results. They could file an election petition. And there were 10 candidates who filed election petitions. However, none of those petitioners, none of those various losing candidates who filed an election petition challenging the results came from the Congress. The question that then arises, what does one make of this belated claim of misdemeanor and cheating and vote chori that is being made almost as if in hindsight?
ये तो मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है। ये एसआईआर जो है ये पहले भी हुआ है, और राहुल गांधी जो लेटर लिखा था महाराष्ट्र का इलेक्शन के बाद, उसके बाद एसआईआर शुरू हुआ है। और इनको जब हारते हैं सबके ऊपर डाउट आता है, ईवीएम पे डाउट आता है, इलेक्शन कमीशन पे डाउट आता है। और परसों इन्होंने कर्नाटक के एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी के बारे में, लोकसभा के कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी के बारे में बात किया है। मेरा प्रश्न है, 23 में ठीक था क्या? 23 में आप में जीत गया ना? 23 में क्या हुआ था? तो 23 में जो ठीक था, जब बीजेपी सरकार था, इलेक्शन जब चल रहा था, 24 में आपके सरकार था सिद्धरामैया को। अगर गलत है तो सिद्धरामैया को पूछो ना।
They should respond to the allegations. They should provide us with what we are asking for. Why are they not providing voters lists? It should be a transparent, it's a democracy. All political parties should have access to that information. So why is it not being provided?
हाँ, पूरे देश तक उनका मंशा है कि गरीबों को वोटिंग से निकाल देना, और वो खुद ये चाहते हैं कि एलाइट लोग ही वोट देना, जबकि ये लोग डर के मारे आज ये रिवाइज करने की जो कोशिश कर रहे हैं, ये बहुत बुरी बात है। इससे देश का भी नुकसान होता है और लोकतंत्र का नुकसान होता है, और संविधान के तहत ये लोग नहीं चल रहे। वो अपने हुकूमत को बचाने के लिए बहुत से चीजें कर रहे हैं, लेकिन ये ठीक नहीं है।
एसआईआर क्यों वो एसआईआर चाहते हैं? जो वोटर मर गया, जो वोटर है ही नहीं जीवित, जो वोटर परमानेंटली देश छोड़ के चला गया, वो काहे के लिए वोटर रहेगा? जो 2 जगह वोटर है, जो देश का नागरिक नहीं है, तो इसमें कौन आपको उनको वो चाहते हैं कि उनको एक तरफा खेलने के लिए दिया जाए? ऐसा नहीं होता है।
इस देश में जब हम परेशान होते हैं तो बुजुर्गों के पास जाते हैं। गांधी के पास इसलिए गए, अम्बेडकर साहब के पास इसलिए जाते हैं। और हमारे चुनाव आयोग को ये सोचना होगा कि उसका आदर्श बांग्लादेश का चुनाव आयोग नहीं होना चाहिए। इलीट यहाँ बैठ करके तय कर दे और मतदाताओं की बेदखली की परियोजना को आप क्रियान्वयन करें, ये स्वीकार नहीं किया जाएगा।
एसआईआर कहाँ तक कल तक? एसआईआर को क्यों लाया गया है? ये जैसा हमारे माननीय राहुल गांधी कहते हैं, लीडर ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन, ये वोट की लूट या वोटों की चोरी ये जो हो रही है, जैसे महाराष्ट्र में हुआ, अब उनको आइडिया आया है कि बिहार में उनकी हालत बहुत खराब है एनडीए की। तो हालत है कि अब एक ही तरीका है बिहार में भी जीतने का, वोटों की लूट से या चोरी से। अब उसमें अब आपके सहभागी होते हैं जो इलेक्शन कमिश्नर।
And that brings us to the big questions of the day. Despite the fact check by the Election Commission, will the claims of cheating still persist? And more importantly, the facts are on the table. Is the claim of vote chori then about actual proof, or is it only about politics? Gopal Krishna Agrawal, national spokesperson of the BJP, joins us along with Advocate Suleiman Mohammad Khan, national spokesperson of the Congress, Advocate Nikhil Jain, political analyst, Savio Rodriguez, founder and editor-in-chief of Goa Chronicle. I will start with you naturally, Advocate Suleiman Mohammad Khan. We are talking about Karnataka as an example, or rather it was spoken of by Mr. Rahul Gandhi as an example of what is happening now in Bihar as well, this vote chori. What do you have to say about the proof put out by the Election Commission? They are saying you had an electoral roll, you had the draft roll, you had the final roll, you did not object. You got the results in 2024, you did not file an election petition. If you knew of all this vote chori happening then, of this mismanagement happening then, why did you not avail of all of these options in front of you?
Look, Padmaja, now Election Commission is not, a body which can be, you can say, neutral, or it's working for the neutral or a neutral election where it's a neutral body which is not favoring any party. What we have seen past years, that Election Commission has been partisan. It's working as a, extended hand of the Bharatiya Janata Party and working for the government in all its spheres. Karnataka is one case, Maharashtra is another. What I have seen with my own eyes in my own constituency on 5th of December 2022 in district Rampur, UP, by-election to Rampur Assembly constituency happened. I am a voter there. I went to vote. Police did not allow thousands and thousands of people to vote in Rampur. And for the first time in the history of independent India, BJP won that seat in a by-election. I drafted a 6-page complaint to Chief Election Commissioner of India. They send me a reply like that nothing of this sort has happened. It's all in public domain.
Sir, no, with the greatest of respect, see, here you're giving an anecdotal example. I am giving you, I mean, I could give you I could say that I am witness to a case where I saw multiple people voting in front of me and they never had any problem and they all went in and voted for the Congress. I know they are all Congress voters. That is neither here nor there. I can talk about what is an example which all facts are in public domain.
Actually, you are saying that Congress
understood. I totally took you at face value when you said yesterday that the Karnataka...
No, actually you want to say that Congress captures booth and BJP is innocent because I am telling
I'm
you
not saying any such thing.
Rampur,
if for anything, okay, let me quote the example. Let's not go to Rampur, sir, because Rampur, frankly, I wasn't there. I have no other perspective on this. Like I said, I could tell you that I saw in front of my eyes thousands of people going in and voting for the Congress and coming back and saying we face no problem. Now there is
Congress is a booth capturer and BJP, actually as per you, Congress is a booth capturer. A demand dishonest BJP is very fast. This is what you are saying.
I think both the Congress and BJP and all the other recognized parties in our country are the most upstanding parties.
Please try to understand
I am not here to give a moral judgment on anyone.
Don't do this with the nation. Please don't do this with the nation.
Mr. Khan,
we are saying that lakhs and lakhs of people,
Mr. Khan, we can talk about
lakhs
facts.
of people will be snatched their right to vote in Bihar. I am telling you, and this is just to win the election for BJP. Okay. Election Commission is
again,
doing
with the
this
greatest of
on
respect,
the
sir, you are an
instructions of the
advocate.
government.
So I assume, and I think I would be right in assuming that you would talk about facts and evidence on the table.
Let me tell you, we have given a challenge.
I will listen to you. I really have to put down your fader for 10 seconds because I have a very direct question and I hope you will answer it directly and you won't go around in circles.
I am not bound by your questions.
You're not bound to my questions, but I mean, for us to have any kind of reasonable discussion, we will have to have some structure to the discussion.
I'm not bound by your questions. Not at all. I am telling you, yesterday we did a press conference on 24th of July, whereby we gave a challenge to the Election Commission of India, saying you select any 1,000 random people and ask only if you can claim that 25% the process has been followed, we'll agree that every voter list is right. They will do nothing.
They are saying 99.8% of the people have submitted their forms. I mean, where did these forms come from if the process hasn't been followed?
From the BJP office. BJP president was filling the forms for everyone.
BJP president himself has filled out 7 crore forms.
I think Supreme Court nothing to laugh.
Advocate sir, you do think that Mr. Nadda is a superhuman. But to give him, to be realistic, I really do not think that Mr. Nadda is capable of filling 7.8 crore
Still,
forms.
the BLO is not taking Aadhaar card nor the Election Commission card. So don't be so, have a good laugh and smile and all. They are not still taking the Aadhaar card and election card right now. And
you have taken that objection to the Supreme Court, and I certainly hope that the Supreme Court rules on this once and for all. But again, let me come back to the point because I really must open this up. I don't think this is an argument between you and I. All I have to simply ask you...
It's now become an argument between the opposition and the media. Rather, it should be an argument between the government in power and media.
It should be
between the government in power and media.
Between you and the people.
Media has become so pro-government, or what should I say?
Sir, again, these are very rhetorical things that you have said. From the beginning of the debate, your argument has been Election Commission is not impartial. You have not offered any proof for that. You have said the media is biased. You have not offered any proof for that. You have even claimed that the BJP president has filled out 7.8 crore forms, and you have given absolutely no proof of that. Let me attempt and ask Nikhil Jain, who even though he is not a member of the Congress, he is an advocate himself. Hopefully believes in talking about evidence. And is a political analyst. Let me ask you, Nikhil Jain, because I really must open this up. Nikhil Jain, simple question again. Very serious charge made that in at least one seat in Karnataka, the Election Commission fudged the voter list like it is fudging in Bihar. My question is, a year and a half has passed since then. Why did no complaint get filed at that time? There were multiple opportunities of pointing out the problems in the electoral rolls before the elections and contesting the results after the elections. Why didn't it happen?
So, Padmaja, leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, made it very clear yesterday that it is not something that the Congress party has known for many, many months. It is something that has only come to light in the recent past few days. After they were able to scan and digitize all the electoral rolls that they had, it took them over 6 months to get to that data, and it was only then that they noticed this anomaly. Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, D.K. Shivkumar, has already talked about that particular constituency. It's the Mahadevpura constituency, assembly constituency, which falls within the Bangalore Central Lok Sabha constituency. And what we're talking about is an increase of about 40 to 50,000 voters in one single assembly segment in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. They have found, I actually spoke to somebody who was part of preparing this report that Mr. Rahul Gandhi is talking about, and they are talking about examples like, for instance, my name is Nikhil Jain, but you have a Nikhil J, a Nikhil Jain, a N Jain, and people like this on the voter roll, 4 or 5 people.
But you would have had these draft electoral rolls and the final electoral rolls before the election actually took place. Did you not spot the discrepancy? This N Jain and Nikhil J and Nikhil Jain minus an H, all of this would have shown up in the final electoral rolls before the election took place.
Padmaja, I'll not mince my words, and I think that is why the Congress party keeps on losing, that it takes them a year to realize something that they should have realized at the time of elections. But a Congress, a lack on the part of the Congress party, or for that matter, any political party, cannot be used to absolve the Election Commission of their responsibility of conducting free and fair elections. A lot of times BJP and even the Election Commission seems to raise this point that, we give the Form 17Cs to your booth agents. You have your booth level agents, so the Bihar SIR exercise should be perfect.
Okay, now you have got a solid argument. Answer this, Gopal Agarwal. They may have realized it late, But that cannot be held against the Congress. The fact is, now they have looked at all the rolls, all the voter lists, and they have figured out that something is wrong.
Padmaja ji, we have to answer some of the questions which Election Commission has raised very clearly. They are saying, whatever stage, if it is found that there are fake voters and there are voters who have shifted from the place in the voter list, or there are voters who have died, already not there. So should that, with that list, should the election be held?
But Mr. Agarwal, that is what the opposition is saying. Why are you waking up to dead people all these years later? Since 2003 to 2025, for 22 years, dead people were casting their vote. Why did you not wake up earlier?
So, okay, it is not we, it is Election Commission you can ask. But the thing is that even if now should, at this point of time, should it be continued with that thing if it is not done? So the second is, Election Commission has also said that it is not only about deleting or it's a verification, and there will be addition also of the names, and those who have been left out. It is a regular process before the election which is taking place.
Okay.
And after the Padmaja, let me finish. After this process, they will put up a draft list where they will give time to all the parties to put out their objection about the names that have been left out of this list, or those names they still think that they are not correct and fake and they are still existing in the list. That after that the final list we put. So the process is, it's a continuous process. If the Congress says so, if
okay, let's test it on facts. So first let Advocate Sulaiman Mohammad Khan respond to this. Better late than never is the logic Nikhil Jain gave. BJP is also saying better late than never. Advocate
From
Khan.
January till May, the process was going on of addition and deletion. It's a normal process. Suddenly in June, Election Commission realized that we have to do a SIR, an extensive revision of the special extensive
it was
revision.
found there are fake voters.
It was not a it's a special revision which you are doing. For 5 months,
Election
it's a normal
Commission has
process
said,
which was going on.
given the data,
every election this
that
happens.
more
But
than
what
7
happens in
lakh
June?
people
You want
are
to
not
delete
there.
name. You want to delete
There
the
are
name of
several
Dalits. You want to delete the name of
of the
Adivasis,
56
of
lakh
economically
voter
backward, downtrodden
person.
people, of minorities.
There are issues
This is your
about
aim.
persons who
And
are
you want to
shifted.
replace
Okay.
the constitution with the principles of Manusmriti. That is
Again,
what you're doing.
okay. That is some heavy words you threw in. I don't see how
That
the
is
Election Commission
step by
is
step. This will be
not
done
really
step by
carrying
step,
around
step
the
by step.
Manusmriti.
Sharia.
Advocate Khan,
you want to run
really,
the
we
country.
don't
That's
want to
right.
go down this road.
That is
I
the
don't
point.
see where the
You
Manusmriti,
keep on
you can't just throw in Manusmriti in every single argument and hope that it's going to make sense. But Advocate Khan, please hold on a second. Let me ask you this. Fine. You are saying that the BJP supported Election Commission is walking around and deleting all of your voters, according to the Manusmriti apparently, and all the Dalits, the OBCs are being struck off. Here is a list of the BLA. Now it's important for people to understand that it's not just the block level officers or the BLOs who are carrying out this exercise. It's also the BLAs, which is activists of political parties, including yours, who are accompanying them. And it's not one or two. What is the number of BLAs that you have deputed in Bihar? In June, when the process started, 23rd of June 2025, you had deputed 8,586 BLAs. That has gone up to 17,549, an increase of 105%. Your BLAs are right there. If the Election Commission is deviously doing all of this,
We are making the list.
what are your BLAs
Good
doing?
for your misconception, good for your misleading. We have put on BLAs. All the forms are being filled at the instance of the BJP people.
But your BLAs are
They
right
being
there.
submitted at their instances.
17,500 of your BLAs are there.
Nobody is listening to us. That's what we are saying.
Mr. Khan is
It's all on
completely
paper.
out of context. He is not
No, it's
clear
not out
what
of
he wants to
context.
talk.
It's not out
Just
of context.
rhetoric. Just
Okay,
rhetoric.
Savio Rodriguez,
We have seen
Savio
BJP
Rodriguez, the
president
advocate here is
directing
saying,
for filling of the
as they
forms,
say in
we have
Hindi,
seen BJP
Savdhani
directing for
Savdhani
filling of the
hati
forms.
durghatna
The
ghati.
forms will
They've
be rejected
after all
at
only
their
got 17,000 BLAs. you've got 7 crore people who were being examined. And wherever the poor BLAs could not reach, the BJP Karyakartas were sitting there filling out their forms. How is one to decide that this actually hasn't happened?
Padmaja, it's always interesting to be on a discussion with you and my good friend Nikhil Jain and the national spokesperson as well. Dr. Khan is a very erudite gentleman. He always has very interesting points. I don't know whether the points form a part of a debate, but they make damn good script if you had to make an OTT web series. It's brilliant for that. He should use some of that skill in the OTT web series. The point is very simple. As a journalist, as an Indian citizen, and somebody who is got interest in politics, the most important thing in all this discussion is the right of the voter, which is sacrosanct and above everybody else. Because at the end of the day, the political party is working for a voter. Now, many a times, the process of identifying, verifying voters is a continuous process and must be done, Padmaja, because in our country today, there are many people who come in, walk in, whether they are Bangladeshis, whether they are people from other neighboring countries, they come in, they look at the economic, socio-economic progress that India is having, they assimilate. The failure of the government to create strictures as far as ration card, Aadhaar cards and various other things allow for the illegal immigrants to come in. Then you have the case of many people who have expired and moved on, but their data still continues to be a part of the voter roll. So having contested election myself, I can tell you the process of cleaning up data is a continuous process and must be conducted at every step of the way, right? So today this exercise is happening. The Congress is calling EC a tool of the BJP. If it was BJP on the opposition, the BJP would have called the EC a tool of the Congress. That's point. That is always going to be a debate between the political parties. But the people, whether it's Bihar, whether it's West Bengal, whether it's Karnataka, they must understand that the exercise of voting, the process of voting and the right that you have as a voter is very, very important. So it's also incumbent on you to ensure that your data that is in the electoral rolls is verified, is checked, and you
Tell me this,
put in the right
since
data.
you yourself have contested elections, did you have somebody, your BLA or your booth agent checking whether your voter list was being manipulated? How would you ensure that the Congress is not removing your voters and adding theirs?
Okay, so firstly, I don't know. I don't.
Question of Congress.
I'm just saying because he fought on a BJP ticket, advocate साहब. आप क्यों इतने नाराज रहते हैं? अब obviously if he fought on a BJP ticket, BJP will not remove his voters, no?
Why is he the editor of some magazine?
Okay,
Why
go on.
saying I cannot
Savio,
be an editor of a magazine?
just explain your own experience. Yes, what is the mechanism for checking?
The voter roll is a list that you get when you are nominated or when you put in your nomination and you don't take back your nomination and you contest the elections. You go and verify these voters based on the data that is available on that roll that they give you, as so many candidates are there. There are never any phone numbers, there are never any addresses. There are only booth numbers that are put on it, and there are names and photographs of the electoral person. The only way you verify it is with a ground verification when you go. Like for example, in the constituency that I contested election, there were only 22,000 out of the 32,000 that actually voted. And many of them, almost 8,000, were not even there because they were living abroad, most of them, or living in other parts of India. So that process of verification at an EC level is a continuous process. At a political or a party level, also it has to be a continuous process. Because many a times you don't know. Right?
Okay, so here is a specific example, Nikhil Jain, first-hand example given by Savio Rodriguez, that you have to have this constant cleanup of the list, and it's happening now.
Padmaja, so that is something that the Election Commission has been doing for a very long time, as is needed. I agree with most of what my good friend Savio has said, but the fact of the matter is that the Election Commission did conduct a comprehensive revision of the voter rolls in the state of Bihar between November 2024 to January 2025. Yet, for some reason, they feel the need to come out with this special intensive revision, which, by the way, let me tell your viewers, is not something which is explicitly given in the ECI rules. ECI rules permit for a special revision, they permit for an intensive revision, they permit for a summary revision. There is nothing called a special intensive revision which is being carried out. Right now, yet they're doing it. I don't quite understand that why does the Election Commission feel the need to, de novo make the electoral rolls, because that is essentially what they're doing. If they're asking every single voter to file in their documents, they are creating a new electoral list. And any person who will be left out from this list and was there in the previous list, that is akin to deletion of a voter, which is to be done via Form 6. And there's a specific procedure for that, which is not being followed in this case. And let me come on the very important
but
fact in the
then
matter.
you have the option until the 1st of September to point out any such problems there, right?
I will come to that.
Till the 1st of September, the Congress party, the BSP, the RJD can all point out problems in that list.
Forget the political parties for a moment. Let's keep it between the voters and the Election Commission of India. That is what is sacrosanct. Let's keep the political parties out of it for a moment. In May 2025, you had the Election Commission.
Yeah, I'm just coming to you. Give me 30 seconds. Yes.
30 seconds, please, Gopalji. In May 2025, the Election Commission wanted to link Aadhaar cards with the voter ID cards because they wanted to raise out the duplications and this and that. Yet, out of nowhere, 25th of June or 24th of June, this decision is announced to carry out an SIR where a list of 11 certain documents is given, which does not include
so this Aadhaar argument, I'm just going to stop you there because this Aadhaar argument is going to be settled by the Supreme Court on the 28th. And we've debated it ad nauseum. Answer this, Gopal Agarwal. One specific point that has been raised by Nikhil Jain. Please, I'm really out of time or I would have given you more time. Trust me, 28th, I'll come back to you with the Aadhaar argument. Last 30 seconds, Gopal Agarwal.
Mr. Jain said that the voter list names will be deleted. Supreme Court has clearly said that, and Election Commission has said that name will be deleted without proper notice, and then they will be asked to prove the whatever contention they have. So this is not deleting. This is for addition also and checking also whether they are citizen of India or not. And
okay, listen, today is just step one where all the forms have been submitted, the documents have been submitted. Now a bigger scrutiny is going to take place, not just by the Election Commission, but also all the parties involved. And of course, that critical day inside the Supreme Court. Unfortunately, right now, I'm completely out of time. But we promise 28th is a big day and we'll be back with you with this big story and with all the evidence. Thanks for watching.
एसोसिएट स्पॉन्सर एंकर टूथपेस्ट, नए जमाने की नई सुरक्षा।
व्यू मस्त है और चाय भी बुरी नहीं है।
नए घर में चाय के मजे कहाँ लोगे? ये खूबसूरत चिंता आप करिए। होम लोन की चिंता हम संभाल लेंगे with attractive interest rates and instant sanction.
Hi, this is Baman Irani.
Hi, this is Karishma Tanna. Hi, I'm Nushat Bharucha.
Catch this conversation on News 9.
Catch this conversation on News 9.
Catch me and this conversation on News 9.
Hi, this is Shahid Kapoor and catch this conversation on News 9.
Score condoms?
It's over there.
क्या ये डिफरेंट साइजेस में आता है?
Actually, sir, size matter नहीं करता.
तो फिर क्या मैटर करता है?
The hardness
of the condom.
Of what's inside.
For the first time ever, presenting Hard Rock Gel, the hardness gel for men.
अब free हर score condoms के 10 पैक के साथ.
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News 9. English news as it should be.
Press engagements have concluded between the two nations as leaders. India, Maldives looking for that reset, countering China's rise over there, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, quote unquote, saying that the India-Maldives friendship is as deep as the ocean, a postal stamp that has been released today as well, showcasing to the world that we're more than just neighbors. There's a neighborhood first policy that India keeps really close to its heart, and India has always been a first responder for Mali, be it the COVID-19 pandemic, be it natural disasters, be it economic stability. India comes to Mali's help without it even asking for it. The Sagar to Mahasagar shift and celebrating 60 years of India-Maldives ties, 4,000 social housing units that have now been put forth by India. There is greater Mali connectivity, road development projects, an airport that's coming up where India is playing a crucial role. There's going to be a ferry system for travel between islands. The Prime Minister quipping that now distance between islands in the Maldives will not be calculated via GPS, it will be calculated in ferry time. And that whopping $565 million line of credit for Maldives in terms of tackling the dragon, but also pushing infrastructural and job development with that line of credit. On the broadcast with me, Deputy Managing Editor Kartike Sharma joins us here. Kartike, we're tackling the dragon and at the same time keeping sure that we keep our neighborhood intact. This is the master stroke now, isn't it?
You see, Maldives is important for us in context of our Mahasagar vision, from Sagar to Mahasagar, which has been reformulated by Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Secondly, Maldives is important to us because it's just 45 minutes away from Indian subcontinent. Maldives is important to us because Maldives is strategically located. Maldives is also important to us because we have historically played a role in Maldives. In 1988, when there was a coup, Rajiv Gandhi organized Operation Cactus, and we ensured that the democratically elected government remains in power. So Maldives is important to us because geography does not change. The governments can come and go. Politicians can come and go. Neighbors don't change. So that is why Maldives is important. Maldives is also important because Maldives underwent a lot of radicalization fueled by drug money. And Maldives ended up becoming one country which sent more fighters to Syria, I'm saying Islamic fighters to Syria, than Iraq itself. So, we have to be very, very careful about Maldives. It is for this reason in 2024, when Maldives underwent an economic crisis, we helped them with a 400 million rupee currency swap. We are financing their infrastructure projects in different islands when it comes to water, sanitation. Please understand, there is no manufacturing which takes place in Maldives. India also ends up transferring potable water to Maldives. Not only potable water to Maldives, we have built more than 60 gymnasium in their islands. Cement comes from India. Your food masalas are flown in from India. Your meat is flown in from India. The milk is flown in from India. Your yogurt is flown in from India. So we are helping Maldives in multiple ways. So obviously Maldives should be our best friend, not hostile to us. Yes, we do understand that the political parties and the people can behave differently. Moizu came with Out India campaign. He was very, very hostile to India. Before coming to New Delhi, he went to Beijing. But it doesn't mean that we don't engage with our neighbors. So the Prime Minister has done something which is very, very practical. That's what the Prime Minister has done. He has reset the Maldivian ties. Please recall when in a diplomatic incident, Indians were pretty much upset with the position, the statement which the Maldivian ministers gave that they don't want Indians to be there, and there was a very and then Indians said we'll go to Lakshadweep, not Maldives. But it's not sustainable in long run. Maldivians need us. We also need Maldives. India is witnessing a troubled neighborhood. And
Kartike, if I may, in that line of credit, the $565 million line of credit, the Prime Minister also spoke about something called paperwork to prosperity, saying that local currency is now being, more and more rupee is being used for a transaction. That's a great thing because UPI is also going to be launched in Maldives very, very soon.
Two things I would like to say, before I answer your question. What did the Prime Minister say? He reaffirmed certain things. India has always acted first when the disaster struck Maldives. It is always the first friend to react. Roots of bilateral ties older than history. Distance from Maldives won't be mapped by GPS but by ferry time. We allocated $565 million line of credit for Maldives. Defense security cooperation is a symbol of trust and partnership. Our friendship will always remain bright and clear. So, in a way we are also trying to ensure that there is no Chinese influence. You see, there is no vacuum in political or personal life. If we vacate the space, the Chinese will come in. So what we are ensuring is that we are there. There can be ebbs, there can be lows, there can be ups, but ultimately India is closer to Maldives than China. If you look at Bangladesh, what has happened? Bangladesh has been filled by the Chinese manufacturing. And please remember, Kabir, we see foreign policy in context of infrastructure. It has moved way beyond that. There is a cyber infrastructure, surveillance infrastructure, data infrastructure where China has come in from Myanmar to Nepal to Pakistan to Afghanistan, and India needs to be there. And that's the only way this hybrid war, which I would say India will have to fight with China. So I'm not saying that the Malay is a battleground, but Malay is a strategic place, and we must be very mindful of it, Kabir.
Absolutely. Prime Minister talking about Sahyog as well, Kartikeya, he's saying we need this new defense building that has come up, that is being inaugurated today. It's a clear symbol of the India-Maldives friendship. And talking about weather signs, he says, no matter how inclement the weather is, one thing is sure, that our friendship is going to be clear and bright as day. That's what we're learning of as both the leaders of India and Maldives concluded their joint press statements. Push given to infrastructure, job growth, bilateral investment treaty is soon going to be finalized, according to Prime Minister and his comments. The free trade agreement talks are also underway. The paperwork to prosperity, this paradigm shift from local currency to rupees, Maldivian supply demand push in rupee transactions at the sidelines of UPI being launched in Maldives as well. Great developments, a clear reset of the India-Maldives ties. Moving on, in a tragic incident near the line of control in J&K's Poonch district, an Indian Army Jawan was killed and 2 others sustained injuries following a landmine blast. According to officials, the soldiers were patrolling in the general area of Krishna Ghati when the landmine blast took place. The injured soldiers have been shifted to a military hospital and their condition is said to be stable. The army has confirmed that Agniveer Lalit Kumar of the 7th Jat Regiment lost his life in the blast. The General Officer Commanding of the White Knight Corps, along with all ranks, paid solemn tribute to the brave heart, honoring his supreme sacrifice in the line of duty. The Indian Army also expressed solidarity with the bereaved family, standing firmly with them in this hour of grief. 1 Jawan killed, 2 others sustained injuries in that landmine explosion in Poonch district of J&K near the line of control. Moving on, a heart-wrenching incident that has been reported from Naigaon in Maharashtra's Palghar district, where a 4-year-old girl died after falling from the 12th floor of a residential building. This is a story of social awareness as well. The entire incident was captured on the building's CCTV camera. The child, identified as Anvika, was reportedly getting ready to go out when she was made to sit on a shoe stand near the window by her mother. Moments later, in a matter of seconds, she is seen climbing onto the window ledge, sitting there and tragically losing her balance and falling right outside. Police are investigating the matter at this point in time. The child was seated near the window of this open window where the child loses balance and falls off. There you have it. That's the exact moment. Gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching visuals. They were just about to get ready to go out when this tragic ordeal took place. Moving on, at least 7 have died and over 30 others have been injured after the roof of a government primary school collapsed in Jhalawad's Pipalodi village. This is in Rajasthan. The incident at the Pipalodi government school in Manohar Thana took place at about 8:30 in the morning today. Officials said around 60 children besides teachers and staff members were present in the premises when the roof of the single-story building collapsed, and many children got buried under the debris when the roof gave way.
इस प्रकार की घटना नहीं होनी चाहिए, हुई है। हम सब लोगों को शर्मिंदा करती है। इस प्रकार की घटना न हो, ऐसे हम निश्चित रूप से विभागों को निर्देश देंगे ताकि ऐसे विद्यालयों में जो भी कोई भवन है इनमें बच्चों को न बिठाएं। निश्चित रूप से विद्यालयों की ओर किसी का ध्यान गया नहीं है। हमने डीएमएफटी में भी काफ़ी विद्यालय मरम्मत के लिए कक्षा के लिए निकाले हैं और धरती आंबा बिरसा मुंडा के नाम से योजना है, उसमें भी हमारे पास बजट है, उनमें भी लेकर के जितने विद्यालय जर्जर हैं ठीक करने योग्य हैं उनको हम ठीक करेंगे।
आज झालावाड़ के पिपलोदी गांव में
एक स्कूल की छत गिरने से जो एक दुखद घटना हुई है, उसमें अभी तक की जानकारी के अनुसार शायद 7 बच्चों की मौत हुई है और अन्य बहुत सारे बच्चे घायल हैं। मैं भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि उन दिवंगत छात्रों को भगवान के श्री चरणों में स्थान दें और उनके परिजनों को इस दुखद घटना को सहन करने की शक्ति दे।
Meanwhile, anger is rising on the ground. Locals are grieving. Families have launched protests demanding action and accountability from the administration. Jalawar in Rajasthan. This is the Piplodi government school where the roof collapse incident took place. Listening to some reactions coming in from the kin of the victims of this roof collapse.
हाँ, बच्चों को हमारी मांगे पूरी करो। बच्चे को जो भी जैसे है ना, एक परिवार को नौकरी मिलना चाहिए और एक जैसे जो शांत हो गया ना बच्चे, उसके घर को 1 करोड़ रुपए मिलना चाहिए।
That's a demand for compensation coming now.